All right, so content knowledge is number one. All right. Number two, we'll never get away from this because this is what we are. We're a performance-based ensemble, even in a comprehensive setting. Okay? Skill-based activities. Where'd you learn to play your instrument? In private lessons or in band? Where'd you learn to really play your instrument? Private lessons. Private lessons. What does a band director do?
Waves his arms.
Yeah. We're going to play maestro. We're going to play maestro. How much, for the vast majority of the students, do not study privately. How many of them get better in terms of actually the pedagogy of playing their instrument? You ever go watch a high school rehearsal and just look in your instrument, look at embouchure, look at breathing techniques, listen to how they, the tone quality, listen to how they articulate. We can go into percussion. You know, what instrument am I playing?
Bass drum.
Bass drum. Because you lean on the bass drum, you know. Everyone knows that. Yeah, you know. So the thing is, one of the things that you have to do as a band director is there is the ensemble element, and those are good skill-based examples. So when you have ensemble, you got to teach your kids about the B words: blend, balance. You know, you move into the uniformity aspect, uniformity of articulation. Pitch is a uniformity. Okay, you get into all that, but you also have to go ahead and talk about breathing techniques, hand position. I had a high school band in which my second high school. Well, no, both of my high school bands. The top band, everyone studied privately. I had it great. Everyone studied privately. But still, I was doing breathing exercises. I'd go ahead and say, okay, let's go back to letter C now. And I'd say, show me a C. Okay, concentrate on that. Whatever instrument they're playing. Let's get the right hand position. Because you got to remember, what is it that they can actually do at that high school level? And then think about middle school. They're just learning how to play their instrument. So we have to go ahead and get into both the ensemble elements and as well the pedagogical elements. Okay? The third area of comprehensive musicianship I think is the most important. And this has to do with what I'm going to put down, interaction here. But really what it is, it's the ability to talk about music. I think this is the biggest problem in music education today. Kids can't talk about their musical experience. They listen to something, whether they're listening to a recording, listening to another band perform, listening to their peers perform, and they have a difficult time to listen, to analyze, and to respond. If they can't do that, they'll stop being consumers of music. I always tell the story about sports. Look at sports. Everyone talks about sports, and everyone talks about it as an expert. They know sports better than the coach, better than the players, better than whomever. And when you watch the Cubs, over and over, you tell them they're not doing well. And I've been going to Wrigley Field since 1959. You know, you yell at that TV. Doesn't matter who you're watching. We use terminology in sports. We talk confidently. We take that same person who has had 8 years, 10 years of formal music educational experiences, and they can't talk about basic musical experiences. That's a crime. And that's why kids quit. They have no connection. There's no reason for them after they get through with band, whether they go all the way through 12th grade or they leave in 11th grade or 10th grade, wherever the attrition is, they are no longer consumers of music. And that hurts us because those people become whom? Taxpayers and voters. So we shouldn't be surprised at all when referendums fail, because we're not educating the student body, future taxpayers, future voters, on the benefits of music education. Okay? So you've got to go ahead, provide students with first a vocabulary. That's the first thing you got to do. Second of all, you got to provide them the opportunities to talk about, to learn how to talk about what they're hearing. Okay? That takes a lot of time. And directors won't do that because why? Got to learn the music. We've got a concert coming up. We've got, you know, this ball game coming up. And we put all that aside because of that. And so we've lost that balance. We've lost that balance. So one of the things that we try and do is look at comprehensive musicianship. The three elements. The fourth element is creativity. Whether it's improvisation, composition. Very difficult to teach in a large group ensemble. Very, very difficult. But those three are very easy to do. We use a technological platform, something which the kids are more comfortable with than just us talking about it. Because what happens when the band director is on the podium talking? Okay, off task. Okay. So the premise on this is that they've already been performing the piece, they've been practicing it for a couple weeks, they pretty much have most of the notes, most of the rhythms under their fingers, so to speak, and now it's about taking it further. There's probably anywhere from, I'm not sure exactly how many slides, probably 14 to 20 slides, but you don't ever show more than 4 or 5 at any one time. Okay? And so what you'll see, it's not going to be very well sequenced continuously through the entire slideshow. All of a sudden, it'll break away into a new area. Okay? So let's see what happens. This is Darren Day, a real good piece for middle school band. I've heard 9th grade bands do it. You know, it just depends on the skill level of your students. You know, I didn't know if there would be this many people. I don't know how well we're going to do in terms of hearing the audio clips. I thought this was, so one of the things you're going to see is because, I think she had in mind that this student, it was a 7th grade band class. So you get some of the cutesy stuff to it. You show that at a high school band and they're going to kind of look at you kind of strange. Okay. So let's see what happens. Oh, it's going to work, yeah. Okay. So the first idea is color. So we have different types of color, right? So what is she actually going to go with? What's her focus going to be? Tone color. Tone color, right? Going to talk to the kids about tone color. Okay? So you can read through this. And this would be something just like any type of lecture discussion that would be going on. When you do this with kids, you got to give them a study guide. You got to have them take notes. Okay, that way you'll keep them on task. So we're seeing what she's going to be teaching in terms of color. Now it's going to relate directly to the piece. So let's see if this will work now. Where'd it go? You can kind of hear that. Is that working for you guys? You can kind of hear it? Okay. So just something in terms of getting everyone to start thinking about, okay, color. Let's go to our next color. We've got the main tune of Darren Day there. The trumpets take over the color.